Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show.
Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to another episode of RAERAEs Review. Yes, RuPaul's Drag Race finale, season 17, with my homegirl, Erin. Everybody, welcome Erin to the stage.
Oh my, I wish I looked half as good as any of the queens that we saw tonight.
Me too.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Oh, I'm so excited about tonight. This was the best finale ever I have seen. I ain't seen them all. I've probably seen about 4 of them. But so far, maybe 5. But man,
yeah,
these heifers did the damn thing, girl.
They all had fantastic performances. And they are definitely, I thought they were better than some of the finales I'm thinking of. I won't name names or whatever, but no, the caliber of the final 4, they should all be so proud. Congratulations to the whole season, but truly impressed with the final 4. They're really fun.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, even though Lexi was the longer tooth of them all,
yes,
they haven't been doing drag that long, right?
No, Lexi has. Lexi's been doing it since she was like 19.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah. So, and she's like 34. I hate how she's the old one. It's like, get out of here. She's not even 35.
girl.
Yeah. These little babies.
I can't believe it. They did so good. It was, I mean, for real, I think during the season I said, but from Susie on up, it's anybody's game.
Yeah.
Anybody.
And it's interesting that I don't feel like we necessarily had the most exciting lip syncs throughout the season. I will say, if we're going to do kind of a look over the season. But I thought that the final 4 brought fantastic dancing and performing. And, so I was just struck by that. You know what I mean? The glow up is real. Even Anya, who's like not a dancer, I put that in quotes, right? Like she had great movement during her performance. But anyway, I don't want to jump ahead.
They all did so great. The one thing I would have liked, and I texted you now we was texting throughout the whole thing.
Yes.
But I would have liked to see all the judges there. Maybe have a how they do the snatch game where they have, like a tiered panel.
Yes, I agree.
If they could do that and maybe just sound off a little bit from each one, give us a little more than just them few judges, because man, but anyway.
Yeah, the rotating judges. Great. I would have loved to see T.S. Madison there. I would have, because I love her. I mean, if I had to sacrifice other ones, she'd be my pick. But Ross and Law, I would love that. Would make it grander.
Yes. It would, but Agreed. It was still a great show. It was still a great season as far as I'm concerned. Maybe with all this advanced technology and nuance, it just makes it greater. Because of course, season 1, child, the synthetic of it all. I'm just saying, just seeing the whole difference, as they grow with the show, it becomes greater each year after. But this one was exceptional. It was funny throughout the season. Some hiccups, but for the most part, they got along to to where at least there wasn't no hair pulling, child. It was just a real good show. Now, we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty, okay? Of course, we have the final four. Team Lexi Love. Left to right, y'all, just like a book. Team Lexi Love, Team Anya Nerve, Team Jules Sparkles, and Team Sam Star. Of course, this was their beginning looks, and this was their finale looks. I mean, I automatically said, okay, if Victoria's Secret don't pick up Lexi Love, I'm going to be mad.
I know, right? She really does need to walk. Like, get it together. Y'all are trying to rebrand super hard. Like, get her. She's stunning.
I mean, each and every time from this point on, it was just Victoria's Secret. What they call them have this with the wings. You know, when they do that runway when they all got the wings on.
They're angels.
There you go.
Yeah.
Victoria's Secret. I mean,
yeah.
just beautiful. I can see her doing it. I mean,
absolutely.
She looks just like them. I mean, come on.
Mm-hmm.
And the Barbie doll of it all with Jules Sparkles, Sam Star representing the South, and Anya Nerve getting on your nerve with all of the sass and brass and culture that she just exudes. I mean, just beautiful.
Sam Star is such a beautiful queen. That's what I always, like I showed you Linda Evangelista's picture of the supermodel in the 90s. Like she, but Jules, really, the fashion, wowee.
The drag of it all.
Yeah, this was like, oh, Glinda wishes she could be that, like just wishes. But everyone looked wonderful. This was a beautifully polished angel. I loved how she finished how she started.
Exactly.
And it was a really beautiful glow up. Anya just giving us drag, like you said, culture, and she said that's the epitome of her drag is, and that shone through in a fantastic way.
And that's beautiful. And that's something Saphira probably would have worn, maybe a little more grander. You know how Saphira is, but that looks like something Saphira would have worn.
The only thing I'll say is like the lining of this dress was distracting me in the triangle. I kind of wish it was something different, but that's a very minor thing. I thought that the head and shoulder piece was just phenomenal.
It kind of reminded me of the Emmy statue.
Yeah.
And of course, representing the South, the good old South, Sam Star.
She reminded me of Western Barbie. Remember that one way back in the day?
Another marketing strategy for Barbie is to inclusive, or did they get rid of their DEI too, child?
I don't know. But no, this was very cute. The fringe, all of it, like very pageant. No, I think they all looked great in their own right.
Actually, I could see Barbie doing all four.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Hello, Barbie. Shoot.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Lex got to put some clothes on for Barbie. But
I don't know, man.
But anywho, as we move on in the show, child, of course, Rue has to give her performance of all performances. Looking great. And that is the dress she said that she has worn from the incomparable Liza Minelli, who was there tonight. Liza looked good. She's still kicking. Had that one leg up over the chair armrest.
Lady's got charisma. She's gonna have it until the very end. This was a cute little bop from Rue. I mean, we gotta remember this lady is in her 60s.
That's what they were saying.
Hey, big old tall shoes, looking good. So, cute.
Looking every bit of 7 feet 2 inches.
Right.
And of course, our judges, we got Michelle Visage and Carson Kressley, and what's his name again?
It's not. I want
his name. We know him. We just can't think of his name right now.
Yeah, it's like on the tip of my brain.
Me too.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. You're amazing. We love you. You're the choreographer guy. You're, everybody. Everybody's daddy night, fantasy. Anyway.
Okay. So as we get more so into the show, of course, first off, of course, they're doing their signature. If you don't know, on the finale, each of the finalists gives a unique song that they're singing and wrote, I guess, and choreographed. But for the most part, they're singing it and they wrote it. But definitely they're singing it, performing it. And first off is Jewel Sparkles, looking beautiful. And she had a couple of reveals during her show. Now this was a little slapstick. She's a great performer, dancer, but she still played on to having mistakes throughout, but not really, just kind of stumbling and kind of fumbling. But it was really cute the way it was. Not like how Lexi did the Snatch Game.
No.
Intentional.
Yeah, no. Jules is a fantastic performer. She's great. Yeah. She's proved that from La Leche, her little milk lip sync, whatever. She's a great dancer, yeah, very impressive. When I thought I really, like, I don't want to jump to the end, but like, I definitely feel like I'm impressed by Jules overall, and it really dawned on me just how impressed I was by this point.
And then we have Lexi Love vying for the crown as well. She came out looking oh so darling, but child, she had on her roller skates, giving us roller derby queen of it all, and doing stopping on a dime, dancing, flawless. So far, flawless routines.
Yes, so good and different. So
another split. All right. 2 out of 4 did the split. And then we have On Your Nerve, of course, giving you Tude. It is what it is. Now, this was a weird outfit, and we were glad to see her come out of her shell looking.
Yes.
Girl, just move on from that, child. Yep. We're just going to keep going.
Yep.
Looking great in this fit. I mean, in my opinion, I think she had the perfect BBL structured, what they call them? Padding. Just look beautiful, looking scrumptious, child, at every angle. That's why I took them at different angles. Just really cute. And of course, the back shot, girl.
Yes. No, you mentioned that you said you think she perfected her body pads and her shape, and I completely agree. Like, it absolutely works for all the references she's pulling and the sexiness that she embodies in her drag. And really impressed with how she moved with her song. There's something really like smooth when Anya performs. You know what I mean?
Effortless.
Yeah. And something just even smooth in her voice and just kind of the vibe that she likes to give you. So it was great.
That's why I say she reminds me so much of Sophia Cristal. I saw that same descriptors that you were giving just now in Sophia's performance season 16, even though she didn't win. Nymphia took it for the crown. Oh, we're going to see Nymphia in a minute, child. Nymphia was tight and right. But yeah, I really see Anya going to do great things. She has that charisma. I thought she was going to win the charisma thing because she just seemed to not be bothered and really gave hope to the other ladies when it was.
She was not going to get Miss Congeniality because of that fight with Lexi Love. Lest we forget, we forget.
Oh, that's right.
We forget, Anya's got a little bit of a little journey in her. You know what? But that's fine. Like, that makes it part of the interesting. That makes it interesting. Her unique story to winning the crown.
Yes.
So, I mean, like, if we look at Nymphia as much as I think she was the correct winner and is so impressive now, like, if you look at her kind of on the season, there was not a ton of personality hanging out there.
No, she kept kind of quiet to herself, and surprised everybody when it was time.
Yes.
That lethal assassin that you
listen,
never suspected. Girl, she told us every time we saw her.
Right. So, it's fine, but I think that she definitely had a great arc. Because remember, they had in the package her talking about how she was so focused on winning or playing the game that she kind of realized at some point that she needed to work and focus on having relationships with people. And so she did have a turn.
That's right.
And I'm trying to remember, she was like the only one that asked somebody if they were okay after they were mean. You know what I mean? There's a point where she turned, because I will be the first to be like, with the trim gate and the spray paint gate, I was like, Anya, this is a little sus. Here's your fatal flaw, maybe. But she turned it around enough that I'm cool with it. Because it is Drag Race. It is a competition.
And that reminded me, because I felt so disappointed for her at that time. Like, how dare she just thief? I didn't call her a thief, y'all. I ain't even gonna front. But like you said, she turned it around to where all of that, I forgot, because it just seemed like a different drag queen going through the motions. So
and here's the thing. It is a competition. It's not RuPaul's friend game,
That's true.
We can never forget that, and when we're being critical. However, we can also be like, you was a thief. Two things can be true, and I'm okay with it. Like we said, Anya played the game well enough that she gave us an arc, and that's perfectly fine. So did Lexi. Lexi was a basket case half the time, So, and half the time, Sam was kind of giving us this fake little attitude on the best, and we're like, sit down, little girl, so
pageant down, just pageant down. I saw that. I used to watch the other shows, like Collars and Tiaras and stuff, just growing up, about how the whole pageant situation is. I mean, to the finals, pageant down with Sam.
And I would have liked to see Jules confront Ariadne about stealing. She was so quiet and let it go. I would have been like, oh no, I would have grabbed that heifer by the white highlighted nose, and been like, if you ever steal from me again, you are going to have those black pupil eyeballs without the contacts. Okay?
Girl, listen, I really think Jules knew her well enough to, like, you know what, that is a lost cause. I'm not going to waste my time, effort, and possibly lose my chance at the crown, because this heifer ain't worth it, to be honest.
And Jules is a little teeny tiny person compared to her. Ariadne really does come off mean. So yes, but anyway.
So next we have Sam Starr. Her outfit was befitting, just beautiful, and she came out and rained on them heifers. Do all these acrobatic stunts and beautiful gowns, and just look right there.
She impressed me, because honestly, I felt like Sam was gonna be the weakest one, and she was not. Like, none of them were. The way that and some of her outfits looked old as hell, but the way that they all had a great reveal, the red carpet took it off, then all the cheerleading, flipping her little booty around, like, nope. I was like, Sam, that was impressive as all of the other ones.
Girl,
it truly was.
And it seems like what one performance didn't have, someone else had something else to challenge it. Not everybody was flip-flopping all around. Not everybody was splitting. Not everybody was, doing the latest dances. Everybody, it could have been anybody's game.
It could have been. And it's like, what's your flavor? It's like, pick a flavor, and because I enjoyed all of them, even though they weren't all my flavor.
They were all so deserving of it. That's the thing. All four were deserving of the crown.
And these performances were beautiful and polished, like
very much so.
And you didn't see anybody sweat. Remember, I'm sorry, Anitra, I'm gonna bring this up. Remember how in Anitra's finale, like, we found out that the first take, one of the dancers got a broken leg, which was,
Girl, that
sucky.
whole finale was trifling.
I know. Well, I hate listen, that's what I was thinking of when I said I'm thinking of other finales. So anyway, the production value alone, bravo to all the final four. I felt like I was watching an excellent variety show. There was no need to pick, so it made it difficult in the end. But, when we got to that point where they selected the final two, I think it was pretty obvious to everybody who they needed to be.
I love a good competition show, no matter who is doing it, no matter who's doing it, no matter what. As long as you can entertain me, I will watch.
This was it was a wonderful culmination.
Damn thing. Not to mention some tea and all that in between just makes it even better, child.
Mm-hmm.
And then next we have Congeniality Award, our previous two winners, co-winners. Lord, Muse.
Tsunami
Muse to the left, of course. And who I've been talking about for the last, I don't know how many episodes, Sapphira Crystal to the right. Sapphira is known for a good blowout fit, just, kaboom, here she comes. And I'm glad that they both came out looking fierce. And if you don't know, oh wait, that's not it. That's the one I wanted to show. That's the back of it.
Yes, they both looked fantastic.
Yes. And they've been doing commercials throughout the whole season, maybe the last 7 episodes. Just looking fantabulous. And of course, Crystal Envy won the award. Bruno came out, of course, with no shirt on, giving it to him.
You know what? She deserves that just for being a tumbleweed.
Okay, rolling through.
Because that was a great little moment. That was very funny.
In her underwear and her untucked fit, just like, okay, you're gonna put that down, you're just gonna tumble through half naked. Like, what is going on?
Yes, she looks good. She's a beautiful queen. She looks lovely with the bouquet. Congratulations, ma'am. You got cut real short, like early on, and I think she probably had more to give. But there's makeup for you.
Now, didn't she win 10K?
Yeah.
No. The final, the two runner-ups won 10K.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what Miss Congeniality, what kind of tip she won.
I think she just won the title, but she'll be back on season 18 finale to give this award as Tsunami Muse and Sapphira Crystal did, and it'll just be her by herself.
Yes.
So she'll come through with another fantabulous gown, because this is hidden right here.
Yes, she did a great job. Yeah, everybody looked really good. And I can't remember if I said this or not. Shout out to Joella for the reference to the comforter outfit. Yeah, like that was very funny. I love that she gets it, the look on her face. Like, I was like, yes, own it, revel in it. You were a noted star of this of this season for your like hilarity, your delulu, and the fact, you're great. I loved that. So shout out to Joella.
They may need to add something, not just to the Congeniality Award, but the most notable or most stand out something, because like everybody will remember, because everybody talks about her, even
the meme queen
with like Bob and Monet, the pit stop, whoever's hosting this season, it was Monet, just whoever, they're all talking about her. Even
everybody. Yeah, no, I think it should be something like the meme queen of the season or something like that. Like something, who had like the moment that became like the moment like you win the award, you are the moment or something
shout
like
out
that.
to Kenya, girl. Get your ish together, Kenya.
I know.
Girl.
Anyway, but yeah,
Ooh,
shout out to
anyway.
Joella. When she made that reference, I was like, that's right. You know, I was happy for her because that's owning the narrative and like
For
capitalizing off being a noted character.
Okay. So since we're talking about last year, the last year's winner was Nymphia Wynn came out now, y'all. This was just I was speechless when you sent me that picture earlier.
Yeah.
I was like, bitch.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I stand by this is the best step down look ever. I thought that Sasha Colby's was amazing.
I was just saying that. Yes.
Yeah. No, that's a second place. And respectfully, I'm putting it down second because every single moment of this outfit, this detail, the wind.
One more time. All five. Let's go. Keep talking.
Yes. The tiger, the wind. She's Nymphia Wynn. The mask, the hands. And she designed this and made it.
The previous night.
Right. I believe it. Like, no, it's just every single, and she's such a beautiful queen, and the makeup and the hair and just every goddamn detail. Girl. Every single one. The embroidery on the dress, the way that it fit, the way that, I mean, just incredible.
Incredible.
I just, look at that. Oh, badass as hell.
Makes me think of Q, wherever she may be. Hi, Q, if you're listening, watching, listening. I love you.
This is just polished to the level that I would say the only other person that I've seen kind of bring this level is Plastique Tiara during All Stars.
I was thinking about that heifer too.
Yes, but
she'll bring a cultural reference every time she stepped out.
There's just something about this. I'm so impressed. I'm so damn impressed. It is the epitome of executing signature style in a way that is mind-blowing and undeniably stunning.
You know, I was thinking, would RuPaul ever do a one-time competition with certain types of drag queens, like these types, the real, I would say couture, I'm calling it couture / fashion drag queens, those that give a certain aesthetic, like Alyssa Edwards, of course, Nymphia Wynn, Plastique Tiara, just those few people that I'm mentioning, and I'm sure there's many more that are out there. Jules' mama and Jules, not necessarily Sam, but more.
I think you could put like even Ariette. You could put on there. There's other people.
No, I'm thinking more of a really a fashion couture look, not so much of the campy look, but more,
Well, I wouldn't put Alyssa in there if that's what you're talking about, because Alyssa is like, oh yeah.
I thought she was amongst these types.
No, not what you're if you're talking about like really high level couture, you're talking about got Mick, you're probably talking about
Mick.
Yeah, Violet Chachki, Alyssa Edwards is more pageant. She's more But anyway, I'm sure I wouldn't put it past RuPaul to do that, and I would enjoy it. There's so many damn franchises now.
Girl, can we squeeze any more in?
I'm sure they can and they will. They can and they will. The only thing about it is that this level of drag is very expensive. Like,
well, I mean, they've been working, so they, ain't nobody not getting paid.
Yes, but it's like, what's the payout to spend a couple $100,000 on a drag package? Like, I think Plastique Tiara, even though she makes an incredible amount of money on TikTok, she's like one of the highest paid creators on TikTok. I think she came back and gave us such an expensive drag package to like even boost her currency even more, you know? So, anyway, it would be wonderful. It would be the most out of sight drag in the world. So I would be here for it.
And since we were discussing the bottom two, but the bottom two were Lexi Love. She had to pull out her more of her wing, child, looking beautiful. And also Sam Star. They were on their way out. So we're gonna say bye, y'all. See y'all next time. Maybe you can be on now. They can be on All Stars. I can see them maybe season 11 or 12 of All Stars. So.
Yeah, we'll see. We already found out that it was announced Lydia's on the next season of All Stars 10.
Yeah. Hello.
Right? Yeah, crazy. But she looked great on the runway. So I'm curious to see.
Everybody looked great. Everybody. So the top two were On Your Nerve and, of course, Jewel Sparkles. And they had to lip sync for their crown, if I'm not mistaken, to Abracadabra by Lady Gaga, right?
Yes.
And here are some snapshots from that. It was fierce competition, as you can see. I called it. I'm going to say that. Even though my favorite from the beginning was Corey King Toot Butthole King. She, of course, she was thrown out a long time ago, but yeah, I just, again, it was any fours game, but to be honest, the top two, I think we all knew were these two right here.
Yes. Well, and it was a fantastic. I want to say this. Anya did a great job with what she had. All her movements and the dancing, like it wasn't like extremely obvious that Jules was way better. But I will say that the reveals, the outfit Jules had when Jules started pulling the legs during like the abracadabra, I was like, oh bitch, what a power move, So I do feel like Jules won the lip sync. However,
that's why I was saying text you. I think Jules gonna win. Girl,
yeah, well, I mean, listen, because it was immaculate with the umbrella and then the rain. I mean, it was
the
so
props.
good. Yeah, beautifully done, very impressive. But we all knew that Jules just didn't have the track record to Anya, and Anya didn't do like a terrible job. She absolutely had a presence and was in it. And the red was very striking. So.
And there's the winner, y'all. On Your Nerve.
Clap, clap, clap.
She got her scepter.
I think we all kind of knew this one was coming. I don't know if it was quite as obvious as Sasha Colby, but it was kind of close. And I'm not mad at it at all.
She had to. I wish she would have just strolled down real slow one good time.
I know, right? Yeah.
Like, okay, let me do this one good time for Ruth. Okay, y'all.
No, I'm. Congratulations On Your Nerve. It was so cute to see her dad in the audience with tears in his eyes.
It looked just like her mama.
Yep. Well, it was so funny when they're like, oh, like, all of the influence is from me. And it was like, yes, even her mannerisms and stuff.
I mean, if she don't look like her mama all up in the drag, she looked like her dad was outside drag, but like her mom with her face paint and everything, which is just too cute. I'm glad that she had that support system. I really do think that plays a part with everybody. But then again, having a support system works as well. Seeing Lexi's drag mothers, or was it an auntie and a mom? I know it's her mom, but who's the other lady with Lexi?
I think she said, let's say drag family. That's what we know for sure. Family. Yeah, I think you're right, but I don't remember well enough. I know that for sure. The one that spoke was her drag mom, Nomi, I think, or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that they all were supported and loved. And again, for those who struggle with their kids and their choices, you are a parent until the day you are no longer living. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. I am on that. That's it. Just remember that.
Well,
There you
and
go.
I mean, and these parents have spectacular performing children,
For sure.
and that's undeniable, and that's something to be proud of.
It is. They have all this notoriety. You see, they're making a positive difference. There's no shenanigans. It's all about being the best of the best, as if they were performing in some type of Olympic sport. And this is like the Olympics of drag, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just saying.
Yeah, RuPaul's Drag Race is, that's
Top tier.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody else doing it. There's no other person or organization that I know of in the same realm of RuPaul. They're stepping stones, but they're stepping stones to the RuPaul sphere.
What I'll put it this way: if you are looking for an opportunity to be on TV to then do the Ru Girl circuit, I mean, it's certainly, a lot of them talk about it. It's saturated now. You really do have to take the opportunity and run with it. But it is the one that gives you the biggest, widest audience and the shot at
Right.
a certain kind of career. But shout out to everyone and sincere
Yes.
congrats to On Your Nerve.
Yes.
It was
Congrats.
a fantastic.
Congrats.
I can't wait to see what you do with your reign.
Okay. Shoot, that was a great, great season. Wetter is better.
You've done
She was
well.
nasty with that one. And May 9th, All Stars is coming through, y'all. So just know we just come back for us in the next 3 weeks. 3 weeks. We will be in the All Stars season 10, RuPaul's Drag Race, of course. So we'll be back out in we got 3-week hiatus.
Yeah, there are a ton of queens for this season, and some of them are like multi-returns. It's very interesting.
And like my homegirl Erin said, we just saw Lydia B. Collins on this season. We're going to see her again in the 3 weeks. So,
Yeah.
Booked and busy. I know that's right. I'm booked and busy. Booked and busy. Well, do you have any last words?
Just looking forward to, when we check out All Stars. I'm still on a high from a fantastic performance. It's always hard to be like, oh, it's over, but we'll be fine. We'll be right back at it sooner than we know it. Yeah.
It's kind of early, a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad we got to do this, and I can't think of anybody else to do this with. I think we make a perfect pair to showcase this particular type of entertainment. And don't forget that we can find Erin as psychic_ELB. Where can we find you, Mama?
On Instagram, hit me up with the DMs if you'd like to get a psychic reading.
All right, y'all. Y'all heard it. So again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And we will catch you next time. Bye, y'all. All day.